A potential traffic nightmare this morning. Standing water putting a damper on your morning drive.
I've got my eyes on 141 as you head out the door for your morning commute.
Strong storms on the way. I'll tell you when we have the best chance of getting hit today.
It's worth more money than most of us will see in our lifetime. What led police to make the biggest cocaine bust in U.S. history?
How closely do you look at your receipts? The extra charges you may be paying for items that you never bought.
You're watching Today in St. Louis.
It is 6 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. Wednesday, June 19th, halfway to Friday. I'm Jen Sullivan.
Just about there. Good morning, I'm Randy Knott. There is a big debate going on right now, brewing in Major League ballparks all across America, and we want the Cardinal fans out there to chime in on this, all right?
We're talking about those safety nets. Just the other night, a little kid was hit by a foul ball at Busch Stadium. Two other teams are now expanding their nets. So we want to know, should the Cardinals be doing the same thing?
Here's what you got to do. Weigh in right now on the 5 on Your Side app. As you can see, 87% of those who've already chimed in say yes, they need to extend those nets. It's all about safety, folks. We'll have more on this story coming up, but we're also keeping a close eye on some rather nasty weather that's headed our way. Anthony is here to track those storms for us. Good morning, Anthony.
All right, yeah, so we're looking at the sunrise this morning. We got a little sunshine for the first part of the day, and that will warm us up to about 80 degrees as we head towards lunchtime. Then once we hit lunchtime, that chance for storms really does increase. We're at 73 to kick off the day, so it is very warm and also very muggy. Dew points up near 70. There's the main action we're waiting on across southwestern parts of Missouri, Springfield, Branson, getting some showers and storms this morning. That action moves this way as we head towards lunch and dinner time. And some of these storms could actually produce some large hail and gusty winds. Highs today near 80 degrees, and as I mentioned, storms develop this afternoon. When will we finally see a dry day? I'll show you that in that complete 7-day forecast. For now, we're going to switch gears and do a little traffic for you. If you have not heard, well, 141 northbound this morning is completely shut down north of the Page extension. This happened yesterday, and there's a live look at the camera there. You can see those northbound lanes here affected. Southbound lanes, you've got one lane that is blocked, so we'll watch that for you. We did have an earlier crash in the 5 o'clock hour, about 5:30. That has cleared away the roadway. This is 64 over the Poplar Street Bridge. Westbound lanes have reopened and recovered from that earlier crash. Let's go back out to Ryan Henson, who's live now at 141 with the conditions there. Now, Ryan, what have you seen this morning?
Well, actually, the work crew just showed up. A guy with the Bobcat showed up to help with the levee work here, and it should alleviate some flooding according to authorities out here in the Maryland Heights area. Now, if you look behind me, this is the situation going on. Now, this is all rainwater, and it's not draining because the floodgates aren't open, so it's creating kind of a pooling effect. That's what you see out here. But here's video from yesterday that we took out here from the area. Here, I'm at the intersection of Maryland Heights and Sportport, and this water is pooling up, and obviously with more rain expected in the forecast, it could increase as well. Well, those water levels could rise. One thing you should know is that you should definitely not try and risk it. Turn around, don't drown. Here's some drivers on their thoughts as these road closures affect their regular commutes.
You know what? I saw that the road was almost flooded yesterday, so it didn't occur to me to turn around today. But you know, what are you going to do? You can't help the weather, so it's getting kind of scary though with all the rain. But you know, what are you going to do? It's happened before; it'll happen again.
Oh yeah, and the fields just on either side of the road are completely filled with water. You can see it a little bit behind me, and it's the same case for all around here. You can take westbound 364 or Route 94. There's a couple detours right there for you. Also, Anthony just went over a lot of it as well, but head to KSDK.com, click on the website. It'll tell you some ways to avoid the traffic or the slowdown if you do take the one lane heading southbound out here in the area. And if that closes, well, then we have that detour information up there for you as well. But once again, backhoe just arrived here on scene to help with the levee, so hopefully it'll help reduce some of these water levels. I'm going to send it back to you guys for now.
Thanks, Ryan. Search crews found the body that they spent hours looking for in the Mississippi River. We're told that the man was found in Jefferson Barracks Park along the river. They used a drone to help find them. This is actually the first time that they've used this type of technology. Police haven't released the name of the man that they found yet. We're expecting more information later today. Breaking overnight, a grease fire sparked massive flames in North St. Louis. This happened around 11 o'clock last night. We're told someone was cooking chicken on the stove when the grease caught fire and spread throughout the house. The good news is that no one was hurt, but as you can see, there's a lot of damage to that house.
Topping your morning rush with a little nudging from the mayor, organizers of the St. Louis Pride Parade have decided to go ahead and invite police officers to join them. The group had excluded officers from marching in the parade in uniform this year, a reaction to the 50th anniversary of the police raid on the Stonewall Inn in New York. But Mayor Lila Cruz says the parade on June 30th should be all inclusive. Someone abused an innocent puppy, and the Humane Society of Missouri is beefing up the reward to catch them. They're now offering $4,000. Now, this is Gloria. Someone saw a driver dump her on the side of the road. Both of her ears have been cut off. Gloria has had surgery. She is expected to make a complete recovery. If you have any information, call the Humane Society of Missouri.
I'm Tracy Potts in Washington, where President Trump's big announcement is over. He is now officially running for president again. In a speech that lasted more than an hour down in Florida last night, he went in on two of his top opponents, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. A new Quinnipiac poll shows 6 Democrats could beat the president in Florida right now. He also talked about the economy. He talked about a crackdown on immigration and the Mueller report, the Russia investigation that Democrats are still looking at here on Capitol Hill.
I'm Chris Davis in downtown St. Louis. Is the city nursing a little bit of a blues hangover?
It's quieter, but it's, it'll come back,
But that's certainly not the case for everyone. Take these guys. They've been in line here at a store on a Tuesday night just to get something signed by their favorite blues player.
Trending this morning, let's take a live look over Busch Stadium. Yeah, this is one of St. Louis's favorite places to go. But now there's a growing concern across the country about the safety going to baseball games. So this morning we're asking, should the Cardinals expand their safety nets? Well, this comes after a little boy was hit by a foul ball on Monday night. I want you to take a look at this video we're about to show you. It happened at the top of the 4th inning when a Marlins player was up to bat. Now the kid was okay. In fact, he even came back to watch the rest of the game, but this actually isn't the first time that something like this has happened this season. Over in Houston, a little girl was hit by a line drive during an Astros-Cubs game. A Cubs player hit the girl who was sitting on the third baseline. She had to be carried away. You could see that Cubs player clearly really upset about this. So some stadiums are actually taking action after something like this happened. The Chicago White Sox and the LA Dodgers both announced yesterday that they're expanding their safety nets. So we reached out to the Cardinals, and here's what they had to say. Fan safety in our stadium is important, and we continue to review our policies and recommendations from the MLB's Office of the Commissioner. They go on to say that they updated the nets in 2017 by extending them from dugout to dugout. They also added signs throughout the stadium to be aware of hard-hitting balls. So you guys chimed in on our Facebook page as well. The majority of you say yes, they should be expanded. Jim commented, safety first. Nets are cheaper than lawsuits. Good point. But not all agreed. Viewer Greg says, just pay attention to the game and you won't get hit by a ball. I think that's the problem, is that so many people are distracted. They're not paying attention to where those balls are
Seriously,
flying.
I mean, I've been to so many games, and how many times you get caught up in the conversation. You know, you're talking about something, all of a sudden you look, oh, home run.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in mind, too. And I'm going to walk both sides on the street here. I agree with the fans that say, hey, you need to extend it. I agree with the fans that say, hey, you need to pay attention. But keep this in mind. Not everybody out there has the same reaction time. And those balls are coming in at, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour.
Ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so it can happen in the blink of an eye. So I really think they should extend them out there. Because after all, a lawsuit or someone getting seriously hurt is very damaging.
Don't we always say safety first, right?
Yes, safety first.
All right, Anthony, what is the one thing we need to know about our weather before we head out the door this morning?
Sticking with that safety first trend, we do have a risk for severe weather this afternoon and evening. I'd say after about lunchtime, about 1, 2 o'clock, we'll start to see storms pop up. Some of these could put down some large hail and gusty winds as they move through, so strap that lawn furniture down, maybe move some of those trash cans into the garage before those storms arrive this evening. We'll time them out for you and, of course, have a complete look at that forecast in about 5 minutes. Also, as far as traffic goes, keep in mind 270, you'll have heavier traffic north and southbound. Northbound this morning because of the 141 closure. Southbound this evening because one lane is getting by through the area near Creve Coeur Lake. So far, not so bad. Ready?
All right, Anthony, it's time for a segment that we like to call In Other News. Now, these are stories that may not be on your radar, but you know what? They probably should be. Here's a question. Do you want to get away? Well, it's Southwest Airlines' birthday, so to celebrate, they're dropping prices. You can catch a flight for as low as $49 one way. Tickets are valid for U.S. flights between September 3rd and December 18th, but of course you can't get a cheap flight to Hawaii. Isn't that always the case? Now you'll need to get a move on though. You'll have until 11:59 tomorrow night to book your flight. In other news, make sure you are checking your receipts from Walmart. Here's why. A California woman posted on Twitter showing a $42 charge for an item that she says she did not buy. Customer service gave her a refund. But while that is very nice of them, they also say this happens all the time. What? Are you kidding me? All the time? So folks, you may want to check your receipt the next time you go to Walmart. And in other news, remember the guy who made a small bet and won big on our St. Louis Blues? Well, he finally cashed in. Here's video of him collecting a whopping $100,000. The guy next to him took home $50,200. They bet on the Blues when the team was in last place back in January. You could call them lucky. We'll just call them true blue believers. Well, it's the biggest cocaine bust in U.S. history. How much is all of it worth? More than most people will ever see in a lifetime.
The great vape debate. One of America's largest cities is on the verge of banning the sale of e-cigarettes.
And it's the most inherited blood disorder in the world. What you need to know about sickle cell disease.
All right, I want you to check out this GIF. It's from the movie Murder Mystery on Netflix. The streaming service says that it's one of the top movies to watch right now.
Already 30 million accounts have watched the film starring Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. They're pretty funny together too. So
They
I can
are.
understand why people are watching that.